Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you for joining me, Jag Singh, once again on Positive Minds on the Sikh channel. Positive Minds is a program in which I like to bring on informative and inspirational individuals who actually share their advice with us on how we can improve our lives and the people around us. Now, after this interview, you can download my book, Unbreakable. Unbreakable is available on Amazon. It's my story from the 1970s of how I grew up surrounded by racism and the challenges I faced and how I got from there to here. Okay, so it's Unbreakable. You can download that after the show. And also, you can catch up on previous episodes of Positive Minds on my YouTube channel, which is Jag Singh I Can, and that's my YouTube channel. And you catch up on all previous motivational videos that I've done and great advice. Now, today, coming on to today's show, I've got an amazing guest with me today. And she went through a lot of struggles in life, and she eventually decided to open up her own boot camp. With me today, I have Mandy Tolley. Mandy, thank you so much for joining us today on Positive Minds.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, so Mandy, when people think about the word boot camp, now what comes to mind about boot camp is like people shouting at you and, pushing you, frustrating you, the conversation we had, you've told us that your boot camp is a very pleasurable experience. Tell me more.
It is pleasurable. Obviously, we use military PTI, so you automatically think it's going to be very military based and they're going to shout at you, but they don't. They're the most caring people you can meet, and they tailor it to the individual. Okay, so our boot camp is not just a boot camp for fitness and losing weight. It's about other stuff as well. It's about mental health issues, about addictions, overcoming eating disorders. It's just a really safe environment for ladies to come to. And we are the only ladies only retreat in the UK. That's our specialty.
And so, Mandy, let's start from the top. How did it all start? I know you're the operations manager of GI Jane Bootcamp. How did it all start? How did you come up with the idea of running a boot camp?
Okay, so my sister, she is the managing director. This is really her baby, and I'm very much part of it. So we attended our first boot camp about 12 years ago. I had my own personal stuff going on. I had mental health issues. I had to go away, get some help, and then she suggested, why don't we go on a boot camp? And I thought it was a really crazy idea. So we went on the boot camp, and it totally transformed my life. It just made me want my life back. It just made me excited again. I got butterflies in my tummy. And then we made the real connection between exercise being an antidepressant and how it can transform ladies, like for the mind. Everything about it was just unbelievable.
I mean, as I said, Mandy, earlier, people have the attitude when they think of a boot camp, it's like someone shouting at them, pushing them. I think that people have seen too many TV series, but from what we spoke about, I mean, looking at the pictures that we just showed here earlier, by the way, they were make-believe guns, guys. They were artificial sort of hard stuff that Mandy used in a boot camp. So the pictures we just saw, I mean, people are actually enjoying themselves. They're being pushed a little bit because you have to be pushed a little bit, but they seem to be having fun more than anything.
Oh, it is so much fun. If it was really serious, then ladies wouldn't do it. Okay, you laugh. Women, when they come together, it's so incredible, the bonding that happens. You are exercising, you are being pushed out of your comfort zone, you're doing things that you wouldn't normally do. And then when you're faced with it, you think, I can never do that. But you do it and you feel so good. But in the process, you laugh. I laugh all the time. I take part all the time. And it is so much fun. Honestly, it is.
And you touched on something earlier as well, that you said that physical health is good for your mental health, and laughing is good for your mental health, and that's all combined in your boot camp together.
Very much so. I mean, we've watched so many women transformations. Women come, low self-esteem, no confidence. Do you know what? It is so amazing to watch them when they really do transform their life. The laughter, just the women all together, the bonding element, the stronger women helping the weaker women. Like, everyone's different fitness levels when they come to us, but they help each other and they get through it and they become a team. And it's just so lovely to see. Honestly, I'm so proud to be part of it.
I mean, I remember when I started my karate classes many years ago, I'm going back into time now, when I was 13. And I remember when I first joined, I was a little bit shy. I didn't know what I was doing. And some people came forward, some students came forward and they helped me and pushed me along.
Yeah.
And you know, that felt good. And I'm so proud to say, Mandy, I actually reached a time when I've been here for such a long time that I was doing the same to newcomers. I was actually saying to them, you know, don't worry, you know, we'll help you, we'll guide you. And that's the kind of support a person needs when they're actually going through some of the training like you provide on your boot camp.
Without a doubt. Honestly, they help each other through it. You'll always get the one person who's at the back. And then when they arrive, we always tell them you're only in competition with yourself. And for a woman coming to something that's really out of their comfort zone and they're nervous, that's really hard for them to accept that they are only in competition with themselves. And the other women will help them. And the trainers are so good, they will try and push you out of your comfort zone. They will do that, and then you'll be amazed. Women are amazed at how much they can actually do. They've just got no belief in themselves. It really is lovely.
I mean, pushing yourself while doing physical training. I mean, that's needed. Okay, all right, we'll different. Depends what level you're at.
Yeah.
Whether you're just starting, so when I was training and that, I've done so. And I imagine Bruce Lee next to me saying, "Come on, Jag, you can do another 10, another 20."
Yes.
And push you to level a little bit, but slowly.
It is all slowly. I mean, you'll get some women that come, they don't like running. By the end of it, they are running, you know, and it is all slowly. And, you know, you'll progress during the week. If you come for a week, the first day, you may not be able to do a press up, but by the last day, you're doing 3 or 4 press ups. So it's all, you know, it's all positive stuff. It's so lovely. It's a magical place to be. It really is. I would say
So,
that,
Mandy,
but I mean it.
Yeah, well done. And Mandy, where is your boot camp based, please?
Right, so we're based in Sittingbourne, and it's like countryside. So you go for morning walks, and the morning walks are beautiful. All the countryside, all the animals you see. So yeah, we're quite central to most places. Most people can get to us where we are. We go to Greece as well. So we go to Eos in Greece, and we're also out in Thailand, Koh Samui. So we're quite all over the place.
So sorry, Mandy, where is the main base of your boot camp, please?
Right, Sittingbourne, Kent.
Cool, excellent. So it's a boot camp for women, and tell me about all the services, because I know you just don't do the training, but there's many other services you provide for women on your boot camp. Tell me all about it, Mandy, please.
So obviously they're going to learn so much about fitness. So our trainers will give them workouts that they can take home with them. They can do it in their front room. They don't have to be a member of a gym. We have a nutritionist as well, in-house nutritionist, who will give them a nutritional presentation. All our menus as well. So the food, you learn all about nutrition. Now, really, we all know what we should be eating and how we should be eating. So we feed them 5 times a day, and it's all about portion control. All the food groups are there, and we count the calories. So they won't be hungry. You think you'll be hungry, but you won't. You're burning about 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. So there's a really good deficit. So it's a great kickstart. They also have massages. So that comes like, if they've been there for the week, they get that on the Wednesday night, which comes at just the right time. We also provide yoga and stretching in the evenings. And that's basically it. That's quite a lot, honestly. And they'll be so tired in the evenings.
And that is quite a lot, Mandy, we're talking about there, because you're taking care of the nutrition side, the physical training, the massaging. I mean, it sounds great. It sounds like something that everyone could enjoy doing.
Yes.
I mean, tell me about your team. Now, you must have a good team. To do all this, you need a team. Tell me about your team.
Right, we've got the best team. So we only use the best military trainers in the country, and they're all still serving. So they all take holiday. We've used the same trainers for the last 10 years. So we have quite a few trainers. We probably have about 20, and they alternate. So the women that come back, they always come back to the same trainers they had before. All right, so they're our trainers. Then we've got our nutritionist, Ben, who's qualified. He's really, really good. And if ladies want to speak to him after one-to-ones with them, we can do that as well. We have an amazing chef who provides all the food, and it's lovely, the food, I have to say. We have massage girls that have been with us since day one as well. So it's like a family. We are like a GI Jane family. And the clients that come to us, they become part of that family too, because once they've been once, they come back all the time. It's lovely. I say that a lot. It's lovely.
And earlier on, you spoke about some locations that you, and a lot when we spoke on the phone, you said you went to Greece with the team. Tell me about all them activities you do as well, because it's not only just about being at Sittingbourne and doing it on site. You guys arrange outings and stuff. Tell me about that.
Right, so we go out. So recently, just come back. We had a month out in Eos. It's a beautiful island, a Greek island. It's run more or less the same. We fly our trainers out. We've got a Greek team, so we've got 2 chefs out in Greece. The trainers are the ones we use in the UK, so they fly out. Everything's run the same. It's just in the beautiful sunshine, beautiful views, lovely walks. So everything is run the same. And then obviously they can go out in the evening if they want to, because you're going to want to see the island when you're there. Obviously, they're not allowed to cheat. Yeah. And that's Greece. And then we've got Thailand. We didn't go out there this year, obviously due to COVID. So that's something that we'll probably do again next year. And then we're looking to go to Spain. We've also been to Ireland. So we pop up everywhere. But our main ones are obviously the UK, and then we've got Greece. That's very, very popular. So the ladies that have just come back from Greece, they've all booked on to come again next year. So that's always a good sign.
And that's a lot. I heard a bit what you said about the chefs as well. You got your own chefs, you got your own nutritionists, you got ex-military, actual existing military officials
serving.
that are helping you out. And that's a big operation. And I know I am one when people say to me, Jag, you do too much. You write your book, you do your shows, you're working, da 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 da. And I know sometimes it's not, but I love it all. I love doing it. And everything you're doing, man, take a lot of organising as well. I mean, who does organise?
I'm losing you there. I've lost you.
Okay, you back with us, man?
Yep, I'm here. Who does what, did you say? I can hear you.
Hello, Mandy.
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, so Mandy, that's okay. So all organised, you do it.
Who organises it? I organise it. So I do the logistics. My sister is the big boss. Yeah, so I organise her. So the logistics I organise, but EOS is her baby. She's been going there for years. She wanted to do EOS. So I get the women there. All the administration I do. We've just recently changed our website, which I've done. We've got a shop now as well for all the sports clothes. So logistically, I do all of that, and administratively, I do all the support. So if a woman rings me up, she's uncertain whether she wants to do the camp, I will motivate her. If I know that she really needs to come, I will make her come.
What is the main goal, would you say, of GI Jane Bootcamp, Mandy?
Right, our main goal is for women to become the best version of themselves, basically, to live their best life, really. If they've got issues around food or exercise or whatever it is, we will make them see that they can do anything. Anything is possible. They just need to believe in themselves. So our goal is to help change women's lives, basically. And we've done that. We've done that lots and lots of times. And our goal is to carry on doing this.
And how does it make you feel knowing that you're making such a big positive change in people's lives? How does it make you feel, you and your team, Mandy?
It makes us feel really warm and fluffy inside. And honestly, because I've had my own mental health issues in the past, it makes me feel really much better because I'm helping other people, and helping them helps me as well. It keeps me on track. It's just a really, you just come away and you've just got a glow about you. When someone's really had a transformation, like we have a presentation night on the last night, and there's always tears at this presentation because what these women individually and as a group have achieved, that's what it's about.
I love it. I love it. So how many clients would you say you got at the moment, Mandy?
Right, so we've probably got about 2,000 clients. We run, say, 14 women at one camp. So we'll have 14 women at one time because we like to keep the group smaller because it's more intimate. When there's too many women, it can all get lost. So we keep it at 14. But as I said to you, a lot of our women are regulars. So they are part of the GI Jane family, and they come back 2 or 3 times a year. So we've got a big database, and we're growing all the time.
So, what would you say the motto is of your boot camp? What's the motto that you guys like to let all your colleagues and team know?
He who dares, she who dares, changes. He who dared, she who dares, changes.
Excellent, I love it. She who dares changes. Man, if anyone
Yes.
listening out there right now is up for the challenge, any woman listening right now is up to the challenge of your boot camp. What is the best way for them to contact you?
Right. Well, they can call me and speak to me for a chat. They don't have to commit to anything. They can find out about what it's about. 0208 301 4353. Or they can email the office on info, which will be me again, info@gijanebootcamp.co.uk. We're on all the social media channels if you put in GI Jane Bootcamp. And, they want to talk about anything at all, any concerns, they want to do it, but they're not sure they can come for a taster day, get a feel for it before they commit. There's lots of ways, but we're everywhere. But if they want more information, just give me a call and we'll chat.
Mandy, I've realised, right, one thing, since the pandemic, right, many people
Yeah.
have changed, many things have changed. And, I'm
Yes.
seeing people that I never had any idea of accepting them to do some sort of physical activity, doing it. I've seen more and more people getting involved in physical activities, learning new things, Googling positive stuff, learning. I mean, this is the time, isn't it? Right? We need to get fit. We need to get healthy. And like I said
Yes.
before, it all has an effect on our mental health, doesn't it?
Without a doubt, mental health is really at hype now with people, so many people suffering. You've got to look after yourself. Life is short. I really believe it's about making memories, making amazing memories, but living your best life. And to give yourself that chance, you need to be living a healthier lifestyle, doing good things for yourself, learning about nutrition, good nutrition. It's just about making the best of what we've got, really. And after COVID, so many people have really, really suffered and they've been in the darkness. They need to come in the light and just to see what life's all about. Because you know what, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. You just have to believe.
I love that. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. So there you go, guys. Here
Yes.
goes Mandy Tolley. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. Now, Mandy, you yourself, you just stated earlier on that you went through a tough time yourself. So you
Yes.
can relate to what kind of difficulties some people go through in a mental health
Yeah.
stage. How did you find? How did the change take place where you thought, no, do you know what? I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to create something. What happened?
So on the first boot camp, we were in the Brecon Beacons and we were on the top. We were walking on the top at this boot camp. And you know what? I just suddenly had an epiphany where I just thought, I want to change my life. I want to live again. I was suffering with depression and I thought, I want to come out of the darkness. Life is for living. And it's been hard along the way. And I've had little setbacks along the way. But you know what? I keep going and it keeps getting better. You're going to have setbacks. It's all part of life, but it's how you deal with it and how you respond. And you just got to, I know it's easy to say, like, dust yourself down, start again. But basically, it is that. But you've got to really want it. And you've got to believe that life will get better. No matter how hard it seems, that time will pass and better times will come.
Do you know what, right? If I was at your boot camp and I didn't want to do those extra 10 press ups, I'm sure you'd find a way
Yeah.
of making him do. And do you know that?
Yeah, you would. So, yeah, if you didn't want to do, and you really didn't want to do them, yeah, we'd make you feel guilty. No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. You would do them. You would do them. Yeah, but we wouldn't. If you couldn't do 10 and you could only do 2, and we knew that is what you were capable of, then we'd be happy with that. If you couldn't do any in the start and you did 2 instead of 10, that would make us really happy. That's progression, and that's what it's about.
And,
Small
and it is
steps.
about progression, and exactly
Yes.
baby steps, small steps, because that's exactly what it's about. Because I remember when I first started my martial art, I couldn't even do one press up, and even when I did a
Yeah.
press up, it was like my hips sticking out in the air more than anything. And
Yeah.
I've done one, then I've done two, and then eventually you build yourself up there. It's about baby steps and progression, slow progression. It's when some people
Yeah.
get stuck to a certain plateau where they stop at a certain distance and say, right, okay, we're only going to do 40 press ups whenever we do them. I think it's good as human beings for us to push ourselves that little bit extra by doing maybe 42, 43, and then working your way up from there.
Yeah. And that's what our trainers do for you. So if you were to go to the gym and just do a workout and you're working within your own comfort zone, you won't do any more than you have to do. Whereas our trainers will see the potential in you, and you will do those extra 2, and you will feel good, and you can do it. It's just people just don't believe they can, and they do it.
And you said earlier that you give your clients, your team, personal regimes, personal fitness regimes. Does that help?
What do you mean?
So, say for example, I came to your boot camp. You said, "Right, okay, this is a little training program I'm writing down for you. This is what you're going to follow, and we're going
Oh,
to be
yes.
progressing as we go."
Oh, yeah, no, that really does help. That really does. But we don't tell them what they're going to be doing on any day. Okay, so if they're going to be doing a
Oh,
run at lunchtime, we won't tell them that, because the ones that don't like running might get themselves all in a state thinking they're going running. We surprise them before each activity, so they don't have time to get anxious or any anxiety or nerves. They just do it.
Mandy, what are the future plans for GI Jane Bootcamp? What have you got planned up? If you don't mind me asking, what's your plans?
Right, we want to go to lots of different countries, because we believe after COVID that people want to do more. They want to see more. They want to make more memories. So we do want to go to other countries. We also want to be recognised by like NHS mental health. We want to try and go down that pathway as well. We're not a rehabilitation centre. We are like an aftercare. So we're part of a journey. And that's really, I think, where we'd like to see ourselves, like helping the NHS in some form, like with obesity and things like that. We could do that. So that is probably the long-term goal.
And looking at some of the pictures that you got at the back and of the places you've been, the training you've done, who comes
Yeah.
up with these ideas? Who decides where you're going to go, how you're going to do it? Who thinks all that up?
So that'd be me and my sister. We do that together. We have a plan and we think, yeah, let's do that. And then we go and we do that. So we plan all the time. We brainstorm all the time.
I love that. So you guys come up with an idea and you think about it and then you brainstorm it and then you make it happen. I love
Yes,
that because I always believe that that's what life's about. We need to make plans and we need to make ideas and, step outside the circle now and again and do something different.
very much so. I also would like us to go more into events as well. So I can see clients climbing up hills and mountains, and doing like Hadrian's Wall and doing events as well as what we do. So it's all part and parcel of the same thing.
Because I speak to a friend of mine recently and he climbed a mountain in Snowdown in Ireland. I think it was Ireland, yeah. And he said to me, do you know what? He didn't have a clue, and the chance of mountain, you're going to make it. He struggled, and he done training obviously before. I don't know any training before taking a task like that. But he said when he got to the top, he felt like he'd reached the top of the world. It was an achievement, which he suffered from a bit. He's having his was terrible. Trained for this, and he'd done it. He said it felt like he's on top of the world. It was the best thing he ever did.
Yeah, and it really is, because it's the same as if you complete a course with us, you feel exactly the same as that. You've done it. It's hard. You did it. You achieved it. And it's the same if we get clients to climb up a mountain or do any other kind of events like that. It's the same sort of satisfaction you get because you've done it. You've achieved it. And there's nothing better than that feeling when you've done something, and you should be so proud that you've done it, because it's nothing easy is worth doing, otherwise we do it. I've lost you again.
I love that. It's got to be worth doing it. And
Yeah.
now, someone watching right now, a lady watching right now, one who's thinking to themselves, we want to join this boot camp. We want to give it a try. What would your advice?
My advice would be to do it. Don't think about it. Ring up, book, come. You won't regret it. If you think about it, you'll talk yourself out of it, because it's out of most ladies' comfort zones, and most of them come on their own, but they talk themselves out of it. They really want to do it, but they're scared. Don't be scared. Do it. It could be the best thing you've ever done with your life.
And that's another thing in decision making throughout life, man. I find that a lot of people, and me included, a lot of wishy-washy decisions to myself. I'm not going to that. training, do this, and I might not do this. Sitting down, what your goals are in life, what you truly want to achieve, rather than make believe stuff, and take action to actually make it happen.
Very much so. Yeah, we agree with that. Dreams, you have to action them to actually make them real. You need to set goals. So whether it be a weekly goal, a monthly goal, you just need to have achievable goals. And as you get to each one of them, you'll feel so good. But it's actually, rather than talking about it and dreaming about it, you need to action it, and you need to do it now.
And when I first started my training, I mean, I was a scrawny little kid in school, and when I first started my training, I thought, God, I used to look in the mirror and think to myself, I'm never going to get anywhere. And I spoke to one of my trainers. I'll never forget what he said. He gave some great advice. He goes, it's not going to happen overnight, but you have to do it in stages.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about progression. Everything is about progression. Yeah, you need to get up rather than as women, we always say, right, we're going to start Monday or we're going to start tomorrow. Tomorrow never happened. You've got to action it now. It's got to be now. You set yourself a goal for the week, whether it be I go to the gym 3 times, or I eat healthily, or I plan my meals. They're all little achievements. It's just little steps that, for the bigger picture, you will get there. It's just, and you're going to, you're going to fail. You're going to have little setbacks. But the key is to dust yourself down and get back on track sooner rather than later, otherwise it gets out of control. And then you're in that spiral, you're in that catch-22, and it never gets done.
And as human beings, I don't think we celebrate our victories as much as we should do, because, I mean, you get the person who goes to a boot camp and comes home and does the training and everything. I mean, every time I go to the gym or whatever, I walk out and I go to myself, yes, I've done it. So I celebrate the fact, and
Yes.
celebrate. I don't. And as human beings, I don't think we celebrate enough. I've been to the gym. Okay, well, I've been to the boot camp today. Yeah, it was okay. You've been to a boot camp. You've been to a gym.
Yeah.
You're above the average person out there.
Yeah, you need to celebrate all these little achievements, the ones that no one can see, only you. Yeah, they're really important. That you should be proud of yourself, because when you do start to change your lifestyle, or you start to lose weight, and that, people don't see what you're doing to get there. So you need to be proud of everything you're doing to get to where you want to be.
Exactly. Mandy, can you give us information about your website, please, so people can contact
you? Right, the
website.
So new website, all the dates for next year on there, also with our trainer's name. So it's www.gijanebootcamp.co.uk. Everything you need to know is on our website. What the day consists of, all the trainers, meet the team, it's all there. But I'm here to answer any questions at all. And if you're in doubt, just call me. Yeah. If you really want to do it and you're scared, don't be scared. It'd be the best thing you've ever done. Honestly, I love it.
So to viewers out there, guys, is Mandy Tolley. She's been talking about a boot camp today, and to me it looks like it's a big holiday. It's a holiday camp, a boot camp.
It is fun. It's fun.
And someone said to me a long time ago that training should be fun, and while these girls and women are having fun, they also got their goals in their mind of fitness regime, or what they should be eating. I mean, with the nutritional side of it, I mean that's so important. It's just not about physicality; it's about also endurance. Endurance is another one. I remember when I could only run on the spot for 1 minute, and that used to knacker me out when I first started. And then I started 2 minutes and 3 minutes. Eventually, I'm running around the block. But it's that endurance, it's of pushing yourself, saying to yourself that I can do more.
Yeah, definitely. You just have to believe in yourself. The nutrition is probably the most important part, because you can train and be really, really fit, but if nutritionally you're eating really poor, you can't out-train a bad diet. So you've got to think about your insides as well, what you're putting in your body. So nutrition is really, really key for us. The endurance, the stamina, all of that happens at boot camp, because you're pushing yourself every day. Maybe by day 3 you'll be really aching. You'll be really, really aching, and you won't be able to do as much. But by the end of the week, even over a short space of a week, you'll be amazed at how far you can come. We see women that come and can't do press-ups, sit-ups, but by the end of the week, they're doing that. The more you do something, the easier it does become. It's just about, really wanting it. It's your mindset, changing your mindset.
The more you do something, the easier it becomes. I love that, because Mandy, I remember when I was writing my book, I remember it was like, God, how am I going to write a novel? How am I actually going to write a novel? It's just too much work. But over time, I found that the more I did it, the easier it became, because you're learning new
Yes.
things. And this day and time, we've got Google and internet that we can use for constant information, you know. And remember you saying that some of the training the individuals actually do at their home.
Yeah. Yeah, so we give them, so the trainers will start the session and they write on a board what the actual exercises are. A lot of the ladies will take pictures of that and they can adapt it, because not all women like going to the gym. All right, they can just do stuff at home. So you can do the exercise at home. You can go for a nice power walk. If you're not a runner, go walking. Walking, a power walk is equivalent to a light jog. Yeah, I actually prefer power walking myself. As you get older, your knees and that. But it's like, you know, you don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to use that expense. You can do it, you know, and they give you the ideas and they give you the belief that you can do it because you've learned how to do it. You've had a really good session with them. You might purchase a kettlebell from Amazon or whatever, and you'll do a kettlebell workout in your front room. It's all the ideas you take with you, and you just know you don't have to go to a gym.
And I remember the times when I wasn't training and I was having my bacon roll every day. And it became, you will nearly come out there. And I was having a bacon roll every day, and I thought, oh, that's the way life is. You know, I've got to treat myself. And you know, my health was suffering. So a lot of it is just habitual. A lot of people have bad habits of eating fried food, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah. And it's hard for these people to push that plate away sometimes, and
yeah.
you know, say to themselves, "Well, no, I'm not going to have that. I'm going to have a very healthy vegetable meal today or whatever." It's hard after years and years of eating that. What I found worked for me was that I found my why. Why do I need to do
Why?
this? And obviously,
Why? Like that.
and
Yeah,
the reason, what helped me out was the fact that I want to spend some more time with my children. I want to live a little bit longer. I
yeah.
want to spend some more time with my wife. I want to do things. I want to create things. But that's not going to happen if I'm having a bacon roll every day. It's just common sense. And I thought, no, I've got to stop that.
It's about planning as well. So when they come to us, you eat 5 times a day. So we re-educate with regards to eating the 5 times a day, which keeps your metabolism ticking over. Okay. And it's changing how they do eat and knowing they can have a treat. So you'll start the day, you might have muesli, porridge, and then you'll have a mid-morning snack, and then you'll have lunch. And they'll realise then that healthier things do taste nice. Yeah. And then when you get to your fifth meal, you'll find you're not hungry. And then it's learning new habits. And it's 21 days to form a new habit. They come to us, that's 7 days they've done eating that way. Their metabolism then is working as it should be. And then they realise a lot of ladies' problem times is the evenings. They binge in the evenings. But it's because they're skipping meals in the day. So we teach them that. They take that away. They also take away all the recipes as well and everything else they need to know. And then we teach them about portion size. You can eat mostly anything as long as your portion size is correct.
And I remember when I went to a certain family member's Christmas meal one time, and
Mm.
I used to have big meals, as I said in the past, bacon rolls and everything, and reducing the size of your plates in your house even makes a
Yes.
big difference. And that's just such a
No, it
simple
does.
one. I mean, this cousin had one of the biggest plates that I could ever imagine. And it was just like, for me, it was like 5 different portions of food on it. And it was like, well,
Yeah.
whoa. But to them, it was the norm. Again, it's habitual, it's conditioning. I know sometimes it can be a little bit, you don't want to offend no one with them, but I think you just need to spend, everybody just needs to send a message out to their family and their friends that, you know, I'm trying to cut down. I'm trying to I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to make myself better. I'm not going to have that many big portions. Portions do make a difference. You're right.
They really, really do. And what we try and teach them as well is like, it's like the palm of your hand. So the palm of your hand would be a portion of protein. That would be a correct portion. And then the rest filled up with different colours, as many vegetables as you like, really. The more colours, the more nutrients and vitamins they will get. But it is about portion size. And it's like learning, like peanut butter. I love peanut butter. Yeah, but like this is a portion size of peanut butter. That's over 200 calories. It's about changing and looking how much you can have peanut butter, but you just put a scrape in. Yeah, it's just about that. And like a pasta, like half a cup is the right portion of pasta. It's re-education, that's all. It's, we all know, it's just reconfirming what we already know, and knowing your body doesn't need as much as you think it does. It's just learning new habits, that's all.
Learning new habits. Now, the habits as well, they don't have to be nothing big as well, because I remember, right, I used to have 3 big gulps of sugar with the tea that I used to drink, and then I said, no, this is not helping me out. I can't have 3 massive spoons of sugar in my tea. So eventually I went to 1 spoon, and now I have tea without any sugar at all. And
Yeah, I
that
did
is a
that.
small change, but I'm a big believer in small changes make big differences.
Very much so. That is our philosophy as well. And sugar is the enemy. Sugar is really is the enemy. So you should only be having 6 to 8 teaspoons of sugar a day, and that you get sugar in everything. And we find that with the women, that is the issue. Chocolate cakes, alcohol, it's all the sugar. So we open up their eyes to how much sugar they're actually consuming, and it really is quite frightening. But you are better to have a teaspoon of sugar than you are to have a sweetener. So it goes there, because the sweetener slows down your metabolism. So it's just learning things like that, things that you wouldn't think of, like how much sugar there's 3 teaspoons of sugar in a tin of baked beans. Like, who would have thought that? A teaspoon of sugar in a tomato sauce. Like, I like tomato sauce. It's just making them more aware about sugar and things, and chocolate.
Yeah, and it's small changes as well. Okay, all right, I like
Yeah,
mayonnaise. I know I like mayonnaise, but why not?
yeah,
I've switched to light mayonnaise now,
yeah.
and it's just tastes the same. There's no difference whatsoever.
Yeah, it is. Really, really is. Little changes will make a big difference over time. Yeah, as you said, the sugar, I did that as well when I used to drink tea. I used to have sugar and then I just gave it up, and you just get used to it. It's just changing your taste, really. And it's coffee as well. We find a lot of women come with big coffee drinkers. We remove caffeine. So there's no caffeine there. We give loads of herbal drinks and things like that, because excessive amounts of drinking coffee will put weight on you. It clings to your tummy. So who would have thought that? And they come and they get headaches and
Yeah,
that, but we
yeah,
wean them off of it. And it affects the nervous system.
yeah.
So we don't want them to have caffeine. So that's something that we should say as well. There's no caffeine.
Brilliant. I mean, I come from an Asian family, and I found that the biggest issue that we had in our diet was salt. I mean, I remember my dad used to keep a bottle of salt near his
Yeah,
table, even when he wasn't having. I mean, even when he wasn't
yeah.
having a meal, there'd be a bottle of salt there, and anything he had, he'd sprinkle over it. And when I left home, Andy, no joke, I'm on it honestly. I found that, as I was growing older, I had a similar salt bottle sitting next to me on the table all the
You've
time, and
learnt
it was.
behaviour. Learned behaviour. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have salt. There's
And
no
one day I
salt
said,
on the
yeah,
table. Yeah, we
yeah,
don't allow
and like you say,
salt.
that's learned. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it is
no.
learned behaviour. You've been brought up that way, so you're going to do the same thing. So we need to break that habit. We do provide pepper. They're allowed pepper, but there's no salt. We do put Tabasco if they want something to add to their food. We allow that because all of that's good for the metabolism. So we do allow things like that, but we don't have salt because you get salt in the food, and that is a killer. Too much salt.
Yeah, because I found that one day it just hit me, and I got the salt bottle and I put it in the cupboard and closed the cupboard. I thought to myself, no, I don't want to do this. That's not what I want to do. And the other one was when I moved in with my wife Emma. When I moved in with her, she actually got some food and she put it in the oven. And I said to her, well, why you put it in the oven? She goes, well, that's how you cook it. And I didn't even know that that's how food could be cooked. Coming
No.
from an Asian family, I grew up with my mum frying everything: sausages,
Yeah.
chips, fish fingers,
Yes. Yes.
everything, fried, fried,
Yes.
fried.
Yeah. Oven baked, and it's what you use as well, the oils, frying, all of that fat. It's true. I mean, we use like the spray, we use that, but we don't even really use a lot of that, and everything is in the oven. But yeah, if you've been brought up that way, that's hard. That is, and then you have to change that because fried food is just no good for you, your heart, everything.
So I'm laughing because I remember when Emma got me. We obviously certain things you have to fry like bacon, and Emma got me one of those sprays, and rather than using 2 or 3 sprinkles of it, I used half of the bottle. And she goes, "What are you doing? You're defeating the whole object."
I like that. That's funny. But that's got calories in. That's got calories in too. So you probably defeated the whole purpose of a low-calorie food there.
And it goes back to what I was saying earlier on. It's behavior, like you said, behavior, early learning and
Learned
stuff.
behaviour,
From the
yeah.
way I grew up. And and then what I did was, right, Mandy, I learned all these things about oven cooking, reducing salt, and I went back. And I went back to my mum and dad, and I said to them, "No, Dad, you need to put the salt away." My dad was like, "It's like, I can take his arm away from him, but I mustn't take the salt bottle away from him."
Did it work?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It took me a long time to get to that position because obviously
Yeah.
his habitual learning, as you said, was much more stronger than mine. And the oven cooking as
Yeah.
well. I explained to my mum. I mean, the dish that she fried stuff in, it was like, her best friend. And I said to no, Mum, the oven needs to become your best friend. And within the Asian community, I've realised over the years, since the 60s to where we are today, these changes have taken place. People have
Yeah.
reduced in the Asian diet the salt, the sugar, but I still think there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah. Definitely so. But it's what you've been brought up with, isn't it? And it's your parents that have been brought up the same way. It's just small changes, isn't it? So you say now that your parents are actually cooking things in the oven, less salt. It's all progress, isn't it? And then, but your kids will grow up and they'll be like you and they'll do it all that way. They learn, our kids are going to grow up healthier than us because they're learning from day one, aren't they?
Mandy, talking about kids, I mean, I once a week I might fry some bacon or whatever, and the kids look at me like I'm dirt. It's like, Dad, you're cooking bacon. You're frying bacon, Dad. It's like, but that makes me proud in a way because, and they say, no, Dad, we don't want, no, we don't eat that fatty food, Dad. And it's like, but
It's education, though. Education. It started younger,
I'm
isn't it? In
proud.
schools and.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's what
and
it
I'm
is. And
proud of the
that's like
fact,
when women
Mandy, that
come
my
to us, it's
children are like that.
education. You should be really proud.
Yeah.
My kids are exactly the same. But it's all about education. And when you get women or get to a certain age, they know no difference. So it's just teaching them all again. And then they think, oh, that tastes all right. Well, yeah, you see, you don't need what you've been doing. It's breaking a habit, which is hard to do, but can be done. You have to form new habits, new habits.
Exactly, Mandy. That
Oh,
is so true because obviously, in my case, I was born into the dietary
yeah,
conditions of the Asian culture, but which, like I said, has changed. And it's not only in the Asian culture; it's in every culture. And we're not born
yeah,
with all the answers. Nobody's born with all the
no,
answers. We have to find the answers, and we have to look. We have to investigate. Even up to this day, I'm
yeah,
constantly investigating on different techniques of training, martial arts. I'm still always learning, and I'm going to learn until the day I put my foot in the grave. And it's education as well. But some people,
it is
sometimes I found
education.
in my case, I found that I had to put the ignorance aside. Of no, that's the way it's always done, and that's the way I'm going to do it. The salt bottle and the oil. I had to put my ignorance aside and say to myself, no, how can I make this better? And by me making it better, it'll be the same with the children.
Very much so, because they're just learning from you. Because it just goes down in generations, doesn't it? And then you look at your children as well, and you think, I want a longer life. I want to do everything I can to live as long as I can, and that means eating all the right things because food is fuel, and what you put in your body, the long-term effects in your 20s, 30s, you can get away with eating lots of rubbish, or you think you can, but by the time you're in your 40s, 50s, the damage can be done from what you've been eating.
Brilliant, excellent. Mandy, listen, it has been great to have you on the show today and shared your great advice about the boot camp and nutrition
Thank
advice.
you.
Thank you so much, Mandy, and for coming on today. And I'd like to wish you all the best in what you're going to do.
My pleasure. Thank you ever so much for having me.
Thank you. So there you go, guys. Mandy Tolley from Boot Camp. To all you ladies out there who are watching, here's my challenge to you guys, okay? Obviously, before doing any sort of physical exercise or nutrition, please speak to your GP if you have any conditions. But here's my challenge to all you ladies out there, okay? You're going to make that difference. You're going to make it happen. or get contact with Mandy and get some information about her boot camp. And she, as she said, she'd like to hear from you. And there you have it, guys. I mean, Mandy had some tough times in her life. She struggled, but she found a why, a passion, and she built around it. And just like Mandy found that passion, you guys can too find your passion. It's there. So please keep smiling and keep moving forward. Guys, until the next time, please take care. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.